In this two-part series, you are going to learn how you can do lighting in Unreal Engine, what type of lights are there, artificial lighting, natural lighting, and how you can use them to create basically a mood that you want into your scene. So without any delay, let's start now. So I have opened the scene here and it's currently freely available on Fab Marketplace. So if I go here, you can see this is the link basically. And if you go to Fab here, and if you click on limited time free, you can find two assets here, asset packs. I am using this abandoned hospital, but you can follow along with any scene that you have or your own scene that you want to work on with the lighting. I am creating this video because the lighting video that I created in my basically Unreal Engine series, it was somewhat difficult for many of the person to understand that how lighting works. So I'm going to divide this into two parts so it's easy for you guys. Now let's start here. So I am going to go to content drawer. After opening the scene, you will find something like this. Just go to level and open this hospital demo. I'm using Unreal Engine 5.6 and we are going to make sure that we are using lumen here. So let's just go to edit, project settings, and let's just check for lumen. And let's just type here lumen, and you can see we are using for reflection and GI lumen here. So we are good to go. Let's just close this. And right now, if I click here and go to my perspective, I am currently in my unlit mode here. So if I go outwards here, you can see we have this level and there are different rooms here. This is the one room, and if I go here, this is the second room, this is the third room, and there is a camera which is set here by default. Okay, and this is the room that we are talking about. And if I go to lit here, you can see we can only see the blinking of the light. So we are going to create a lighting from the scratch here. So let's just delete the lights which are available first. So first I'm going to delete the post process volume here. Then I'm going to search for light, and you can see we have these two lights. Let's just delete this as well. Okay, and if I close here, and now if I check here, you can see we don't have anything. Yeah, we have this sphere reflection captures which we don't need, so I'm going to delete it because we are going to use the movable lighting system here. Now let's just start here. So I'm again going to go to unlit here, and I'm going to go out of my camera, and I'm going to go to somewhere around here in this room so I can see the lighting part as well. Okay, so let's just bookmark it by pressing Ctrl+1 key. Okay, let's just go to another room here maybe. Okay, and let's just press the Ctrl+2 key. Okay, so I'm bookmarking each and every room here. Let's just go here and do Ctrl+3. So if I press 1, 2 and 3, I can see I'm in different rooms. So I can now go outwards here. Now there are two methods, guys, to do the lighting in Unreal Engine. There is one method which we just basically use the default lights values, and there is one more method which we call physical based lighting system, PBL. So you can use that as well. I basically prefer that type of lighting because it gives some really natural results. But obvious, if you want to work with that natural lighting, that high quality lighting, you need to have some high quality textures, and you need to have no maps in the textures and well, and all that stuff. The texture should be compatible. The material should be created in Unreal Engine itself. So there are lots of things that you need to follow along. So I'm going to show you the method that I use, the physical based lighting method. Okay, now there are two things when you're working with physical based lighting method. First one is your exposure. So if you can see here, we have the exposure value here. For clear sun it's around 16, for clear sunny day is around 15, for sunset it is around 11, for dusk it is around 10. Okay, and if I check here, you are going to work with the lux lighting system. Okay, and if I open this lighting values here, you can see this lighting values as well. This is given in lux. So if I want to go for direct sunlight, it should go around 1 lakh basically for the direct sunlight, 1 lakh lux. Okay, so we are going to work with this here, and I'm going to show you how you can use this real world lighting values here. Okay, I'm going to move just minimize this here, this both things. And if you want, you can also search on the basically Google real world lighting values Unreal Engine, and you will find lots of stuff that explains how you can actually achieve that. Okay, so I am going to start with the base lighting, which is our natural lighting. I am going to cover only natural lighting in this video, In next video we are going to cover the artificial lighting. I have one video. If you are not used to just explaining and you just want to see this video in a real time process without any audio, you can mute this. But if you are new, this is going to be lot helpful for you guys for to understand how lighting works in Unreal Engine. So let's just start here. I'm going to go to window and I'm going to open the environment light mixer. Now we are going to look at environment light mixer and as well as light mixer. So light mixer we are going to use on the later stage, but right now I want to use the environment light mixer. So let's just click here and you can see we can create here skylight, directional light and volumetric cloud. Okay, so you can create this as well. Okay, so you can do that as well. Let me just check if we have some fog, or yes, we definitely have the fog as well. So let's just delete this. Okay, let's just check for volumetric clouds. Okay, if cloud is there, no, cloud is not there. And atmosphere, yeah, sky atmosphere is also here. So let's just delete this as well. Okay, yeah, now we have totally deleted all the stuff. So now let's just go to Windows and again open the environment light mixer. Let's just click on create skylight, directional light, atmosphere, cloud and hide fog. Now let's just switch from unlit to lit and suddenly you will see that we have this lighting here which is looking really good. Okay, these are all the default values, guys. We haven't tweaked any values yet as I have shown you in the image. So if I press the 1 key, you can see we have this light here. If I press the 2 key, you can see we have this light. And if I press the 3 key, you have this light. Now let's just go to 1 and let's just press Ctrl L. I have taught this before as well. And now you can see our light is coming inside. Okay, but you can see that we are not getting that much good result. Ignore this warning. If you basically want to disable it, you can just type the command here, but I don't think that it is going to disturb me. Okay, so let's just click here, see here as well. Okay, let's just add some more lighting here, but we are going to, let's see here. So let's just press Ctrl L and let's just see here. Okay, yeah, now we can see the light here as well. So let's just press 1, 2 and 3. So I'm going to keep here only the light. Okay, so here something like this. Okay, now as you guys can see, we have this morning scene here. Okay, but it's not that bright. So if you remember from the image that I showed you guys, you need to have the exposure values, right? So if I basically open that image again for you guys, so let me just open that image for you guys. So here is our EV chart. You can see here, okay, exposure values. So let's just add a post process volume first. So let's just go to visual effects and let's just add a post process and let's just start with the exposure value. So I'm going to go to exposure. Let's just make sure that exposure compensation is set to 0. And what I want a day scene. So for clear sunny day, you can see it's around 15. Okay, and partially cloud is around 14 and overcast is around 13. So let's just keep around maybe 12 and 13. Okay, now this is minimum exposure and this is maximum exposure. So let's just tweak from maybe outside it should be around 13. Okay, or maybe inside it should be around 8 and here it should be around 12. Okay, so let's just go here and if I see here, so 8 and 12, you can see it's around here. Okay, so I'm going maybe 9 we can also go. Okay, or maybe 10. Let's just start with 9 to 12 here and you can see the values here. And if you want to lock that, if you go outside or inside, it doesn't matter, the value should be same. So you can do here as well, like let's do 12 and 12. Okay, or let's just do 10 and 10. So let's just do 10 and 10 here. Okay, then we can increase or decrease as per our requirement. Now if you remember, if I showed you the another image here, you can remember that we have this value of direct sunlight which is around 1 lakh. Okay, so we need to do that as well, because if I go outside right now, you can see the values that are affecting this. So let's just go inside again here. Okay, let's just press the 1 key and I'm going to select my directional light here. And let's just enable also our volumetric fog so we can see some fog as well. Let's just go to directional light and let's just double check that we are using the lux system, because if you remember from this image it's written lux. So let's just do a 1 lakh value. Yeah, you can go here easily up around 1 lakh. So let's just do 1 lakh here. Okay, and if I press enter, and suddenly you can see we have this beautiful lighting here. Okay, basically, and you can see, let's just go to another room here, let's just go here. You can see this is looking really good. And what I can do, I can select my post process now, and let's just play with the bloom and glare. So let's just go to bloom. I'm going to just tone this down to 0.05 maybe. Okay, and one more thing is much more here important, which is our exponential height fog. So if I turn off this volumetric fog, you can see the result, this beautiful rays which are coming. But I want the start of this to be maybe around 1000. I don't want it to come inside this much. Okay, so you can really play with this values here. And one more thing that I forgot to do actually. Okay, so let's just do Control Z again, guys. I forgot one thing. Sorry for that. So what I forgot is going to post process volume here, and make sure that infinite bound is turned on here. Okay, and as soon as I do it, you can see we are getting this really good lighting result. Okay, so why this is important? Because I want everything to affect with this post process volume. So let me just show you that thing. So if I just do this here, you can see the result here as well. Okay, but I want to go for minimum and maximum EV, which is 10 by 10. So this is now done. And now what I can do, I can go to my where is my exponential height fog, and let's just increase the start distance maybe to 1500, because I want my fog to be far away from my scene. So if I go outwards, okay, and you can see this is a really sunny day, so this is how it is going to look. And if you find that okay, I'm not maybe it's way too intense, what you can do, you can play with this values as well. So if I do 12 by 12, and if I go inside, okay, and if I press one key, you can see this is basically tweaked now. So you can play with the settings of the post process according to your requirement. So if I do 15 by 15, I can also do that as well. Okay, so it totally depends on to you guys, and exposure compensation should be set to 0 basically. Okay, and infinite bound is turned on, so always make sure that infinite bound is turned on. I am maybe going to use the bloom here, maybe 0.1. Yeah, you can see the result. Okay, or maybe 0.02, depending on the result that you want. This is looking nice. If I go to 2, this is also looking better. This is the third view. And if I go to my camera here, you can see the result. This is looking really good. Okay, so this is just a start, guys. Now let's just play with our fog values and all that stuff. So if I go to my, let's say, directional light, okay, and let me just go out of my camera and go to this view. Now what I can do, I can really soften this rays that are coming inside. So if I press the Control L key, you can see this rays. Okay, this basically coming from the window. I can smooth this out, guys. So if I select my directional light here, and if you want to soften this out, you can just increase the source angle. So if I do around 3, you can see this result. And right now you can see we are getting this basically pixels here. So you can improve it with the help of the lumen quality, or you can use the ray trace as well. So if I type here ray, okay, and you can see we are using this basically project settings here. Okay, and if you want, you can also override this ray tracing samples. Okay, so these are all the things that you can use, but right now I'm not using ray tracing, so I'm just going to keep it around maybe 0.6 here. Okay, this is nice. And if I want a beautiful sunset, I can just press Control L key, and you can see this is how it is going to look here. Okay, so let's just press Control Z. And yeah, one more thing I was talking about, that I want more basically indirect lighting. I can just tweak this to 3, and now you can see we are getting more light bounces here. And if I increase this to 3, you can see we are now getting this rays here. Okay, so you can do this as well. And if I do 10, you can see we are getting much more fog here. So what I can do, I can again go to exponential height fog, and maybe reduce the start distance. Maybe let's just try 500. You can see here. Okay, let's just do 1000. Yeah, this is nice. So we are getting somewhat fog here as well. So if you go to this again bookmark, you can see this result here as well. And here also you can see that result. Okay, yeah, this is looking nice. And let's just now maybe do a mood lighting. Okay, something like that, you can definitely do it. So what I can do, again, I can prefer refer to my chart here. So you can see a sunrise, sunset, overcast is around 1000. Okay, so if I do 1000 here in my directional light, let's say from this to, let's just do 1000, you can see now we are getting this overcast weather. Okay, if we can definitely go up to 10,000 as well, and you can see this lighting result. Okay, and maybe I will just rotate it here, something like this, you can see the lighting result. Okay, maybe something like this in the evening. Okay, something like this, you can definitely do it. And also you can play with the temperature here. So if you want some really overcast weather, you can play with this. Then you can go to post process as well. Okay, so let's just go to post process and let's just play now. So let's just go to local exposure. I'm going to increase my detail strength around 1.2. You can see the result, this is much better now. Okay, and then I'm going to go to my image effects. Let's just do a vignette here, something like this. Okay, now I'm going to just maybe take this to slope to 1 and this to maybe 0.3. Yeah, now you can see the result here, this is looking much better. So if I go to 2, 3, and if I go to my main camera, you can see this is looking really beautiful, guys. Okay, so let's just again go to our bookmark position, which is 1. I'm going to select my post process and let's just do some color grading as well to give that cold look. Okay, cold vibe. Let's just go to temperature and I'm going to make sure that I'm working with my color temperature here and maybe do something like this. Okay, and let's just add a greenish tint, or yeah, let's just add a greenish tint here. Let's just increase somewhat saturation as well. Okay, 1.2, so we have that pop colors to be popped out. So let's just do maybe 1.15. Let's just add somewhat contrast as well in my scene, 1.15. Yeah, now you can see this is looking really good. You can see the result as well. Okay, and if I go to my cine camera, you can really now feel that vibe here. Okay, maybe the saturation is bit too here, I want it to be a cold, so maybe we can decrease the saturation, so we can go inverse as well. So maybe 0.9. Yeah, now you can see that look. Okay, yeah, this is much better. And now what I can do, I can go to my midtones, go to my gain here, and maybe I can play with the color scheme. Yeah, now you can feel that vibe. Okay, so this is looking really good here, and you can feel the vibe of the lighting as well. So if I go here, now you can see this is much more intense here. Okay, this is does feel like a horror scene or something like that, and we can do it much more here as well. So let's just decrease our directional light as well. So let's just go here, maybe let's just do 5000. Yeah, now it feels like a really dark scene. So let's just jump. So lighting is, guys, just basically playing and seeing your reference and getting that mood right, that basically things right to give that vibe that you are going for. So I want some cold vibes here. You can literally see this is giving me that cold vibes here. Okay, and then what you can do, you can, if you want, you can decrease the indirect, maybe volumetric scattering we can decrease to 4. Okay, not that much light is going to come. And if you want that fog here, you can definitely play with the fog values as well. So you can go to exponential height fog and play with the start distance as well, so you can see what look that we are getting here. Okay, you can see the result as well. Okay, you can see the start distance, maybe something like this, and I can do something like this here. Okay, and then I can go to directional light, and in here I am going to do maybe 1. Yeah, this is better. So you can see this rays are coming inside, maybe 1.5. I think 1 is looking good. Okay, and going to exponential height fog, we can literally change the color of volumetric fog as well. So if I want to just go for that cold vibes here, okay, maybe something like this. Okay, yeah, this is looking nice. And if I go to 2, You can see the rays that are coming here as well. Okay, this is definitely a dark room, so we are not getting that. But if I go to my scene actor here, and now let's say I want some rays that are coming from this side, we are going to do that as well in the next lecture. With the help of artificial lighting, we are going to make it much more horror here, much more cold scene like we see in the movies and games. Okay, so we are going to work on that as well, definitely in the next lecture. And then now what you can do, you can select your skylight as well, and there is not much to change in the skylight apart from the cube map resolution. So if I do 2048, you will get some really sharp basically reflections will be improved here. And if you want, you can also increase this intensity of the scale of the skylight, and you will get some really good results. Basically the lighting will be bounced much more. So this is basically one. Okay, and you can go up to 400 as well, but I would not recommend it. Okay, because it does make the scene look much more basically lighter here, and I'm not going for that. So let's just do maybe 25 here. Yeah, this is better, much better actually. And maybe I'm going to play with the rays here. Okay, yeah, this is nice. Okay, yeah, this is no good here. Okay, and this is looking nice, and you can also play with the light color here. So if you want some like maybe greenish tint here, you can definitely do it. You can see the greenish tint that it is coming here. So let's just do something like this. Yeah, this is much more better here. So if I press 2, this is the look that I am liking here. Okay, you can definitely see this does feels like a good scene. Okay, I'm going to update it with control 2 here and 3 here. Okay, let's just see what else we have. So you can see here as well, this is how our lighting is looking here. And if you go here as well, this is an empty room, so there is not much to see here. Yeah, this we have covered, this room we have covered, this room also is being covered, this room we have covered. Yeah, so this is nice, and this is our main hallway. So we are going to make this much more horror theme, like red lighting, yellow lighting. Okay, combining it with our blue lighting, so it's like playing with the colors here. Okay, I'm going to show you how you can do it, and we are also going to introduce some rays here. Okay, which will be coming from here with the help of artificial lights, our rectangle light and all that stuff. We are going to also use the spotlight as well. So there are a lot of things that you can definitely do. Okay, maybe I am not liking this, maybe I'm going to do 10 here. Okay, yeah, this does feel good. Okay, and there is not much to change in the sky, atmosphere and volumetric cloud, because but obviously we are not going to see that clouds and outside. So this is looking nice. I'm going to save my scene here, and in the next video we are going to cover artificial lighting. So I have made it really simple for you guys, so you can really understand what we are working with. And I'm going to cover artificial lighting in the next video, and then you can light your scene as per your requirement with the help of this PBL lighting system, which we call photo based lighting system. Okay, there are different terms that people use, but I call it photo based lighting system, and I use it in arcways, in product visualization, then in automotive as well. But it totally depends that if I want to go that high values and get that result. But for that you also need to have that great textures as well. Okay, materials as well. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and you guys learned something new, and now you are comfortable with lighting the scenes in Unreal Engine. I will see you in part 2, which will be coming out soon. So if you like this video, please press that like button, share it with your friends who wants to learn Unreal Engine, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it. I will see you next time. Till then, bye bye guys.